beautiful people? I'm back in the building. This time we're going to do a reading on Martin Lawrence, his health, what's happening. I saw him maybe 2 or 3 times already. And I will say to you, I know he did express that people need to stop the rumors and that he was okay. But it don't look okay to me. Now, people, growing older. We're all getting older. And everybody ages differently. But what we're going to do is a health reading. Now, I am not a doctor. I am not diagnosing anyone. This is for entertainment purposes only. But we're going to do a health reading on Martin Lawrence. I love Martin, right? I've loved the show Martin. Pretty much every movie that he's ever made, I love it. I love them. My favorite movie would probably be Life with Eddie Murphy. That is one of my favorite movies from him. Also, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate is another great movie that I just feel like it just is just a classic Martin movie, right? So, love him to death. Let's get into this reading. I'm not going to be, I don't want to say long, but I definitely want to make sure that, that we kind of like, respectful, all right? Again, I do see something's happening, but what is that something? I know years ago, he had I guess it was like a situation when that was something that just fell. I'll leave that. I'm not editing anything. Okay. So basically a few years ago, he had a situation where he was sick. And then it had to be another situation where he had a heat stroke. But let's get into Martin Lawrence spirit, actor, producer, entertainer. He bothers no one at all, right? What is going on with Martin's health? What's happening with Martin Lawrence and his health? And then the other part of this question is Will Smith aware, right? I saw Will Smith pretty much holding his hand at one point to guide him. But is Will Smith aware, and will Martin Lawrence sharing information? He's saying he's fine, but will he share any information about his health condition? Or maybe he had a few drinks, I don't know. We're gonna look and just see what's going on with Martin Lawrence. I'm gonna say this. He definitely has some concerning messages in here. He has 3 major health cards. You can look at the minus health cards too, but he definitely has 3 major health cards in here. One being the Fool, one being the World card, the other one being the Death card. Actually 4, and then he has the Tower, the Fool card. He has the World card, the Death card, and then he also has the Lovers card in reverse. So he has quite a few health cards in here today. I definitely feel like he's avoiding sharing any information. Avoid. Now, this is what I'm thinking. There's a condition happening here. We're going to break down what that condition is. Alleged condition. We're going to break down what that alleged condition is. And then, and we'll talk a little bit about, first of all, ain't none of our business, right? 4 of Pentacles, ain't none of our business. And we are prying and being nosy. Some of us love Martin, like me. I really love him. And some of us are just, conspiracy theorists at heart. However, this is showing in his first set of messages that there's something potentially going on with his health. His tower is here in the middle, representing some type of change in his health. Is something that he feels that there's some sense of stability enough to go out and promote this movie. However, we are seeing it, right? I think, where he is almost like saying he's gotten to the point to where he can actually do that. Because if you look at here, this talks about on edge and hesitant and paranoid. So this could represent somebody already having been going through some things, and they finally got into a healthier place. So this may be like, he may have been worse some time ago, some weeks ago, some months ago. He may have been having a bit of a health struggle before he even started promoting, because this is showing like some health struggles or some struggles before he even started promoting. So what we see now is actually a more solid version of probably where he was maybe some weeks ago, right? Where he has enough strength to go do these interviews and go do these promotions and different things of that nature. Will he really share what's happening? To me, I feel like that's gonna be in due time. I don't think it's never gonna happen. I think it'll be in due time. His four pentacles here, that's holding it close to himself, right? Close to himself. A lot of people, just like Jamie Foxx. Remember, these people are older people, guys. These people, what? How old is Martin Lawrence? You know, older generation, they ain't about to tell you nothing, okay? Jamie Foxx in his mid-50s, they ain't about to tell you nothing that you don't need to know. The 30-year-olds, the 30s and younger, y'all like to get online with all that, no, story time. And let me stop. But y'all like to get on there with all that story time stuff, sharing all that information. And of course, they got some old heads that enjoying the show. But a lot of people in a certain age group, they ain't about to. I'm going to tell y'all my age. I was literally in high school when Martin came out. Okay? But a lot of people ain't about to sit here and be telling you he's 59, he's about to be 60 years old. And a lot of them people that's in their late their 50s, like almost 60 years old, they ain't about to tell you all their business. And this is what that Four of Pentacles represents in his messages. Being conservative about what he's saying. Let me say why. Two, this affects people's ability to get work. You know, we got to think like, you know, we're prying and we're asking questions and we're trying to get information and we're creating all this conspiracy. But then somebody's not, you know, may not hire this person because of work. This person may have fear over being seen as someone who is disabled or unable to do the work. So this is why a lot of times, you know, people are very careful and cautious about it. But he is, his middle name is Fitzgerald Chill. What's his sign? Oh, I'm just looking at his name. Oh my goodness. He is April 16th. Okay. It's like Fitzgerald. Okay, mama. April, what's it? April, what I say? His birthday is on. Oh, what is it? April 16th. Okay. Which makes him an Aries. All right, so I see why he was full of life. Okay, why he was so full of life when he was younger. All right, so let's get to his health card. His first health card is actually the Tower. Tower represents some type of change that's happened, of course, in his health. The Tower could be a bunch of different things, but specifically when you look at the Tower, it could represent somebody who's gone through something. When I look at his messages, it almost makes me feel like a neurological situation, right? Because he has this message here. This represents some stability and or control around what? Yourself and or your body, right? He also has the Fool card for health. Now, the Fool card could represent a disorder that could make a person feel like an unbalance. This could represent a diagnosis, but by being a positive position, it could represent a diagnosis with treatment. So that means that he could be already on top of this, trying to deal with this. Will he have obstacles? Yep. Ace of Pentacles is in that middle. Obstacles, right? Obstacles in his way. Also here, there's another obstacle energy. His next message here is actually in the World card, and that's another health card for Martin. The World card could represent, you know, having some, this talks about overall, you know, he's not, even though he's slow, there's a slowness going on, there's a slurring of the speech. You know, when he said, you know, I'm doing all right for where I think that's what he's trying to say, right? You know, I'm fine. You know, like I said, when I just explained that first part, like I think he's better than where he was some weeks ago, maybe some months ago. He's telling the truth about that. Now, he does have the Lover's card as one of his health cards as well, and that represents a diagnosis. That could represent a diagnosis that affects all parts of your body. All right. That could represent somebody who's under the doctor's care. This could represent, you know, trying to figure out what that diagnosis was or what that diagnosis is and having to get a second opinion around the diagnosis. All right. So it does show that. When you see the number 2 in tarot, this is just for me and that's how I read it. I tell people when you see that 2 of cups, you see that Lover's card, you see certain things like that, that's a second opinion. That may be somebody who got a second opinion. All right. Now, Those are his health card. He does have the death card. Now, the death card in health doesn't always mean that he's deaf, but it could talk about a disease confirmation, and it could talk about be careful with your health. This talks about, you need to definitely make sure that that you are being careful. Now, because he has a 10 of swords on top of the death card, when you match up like some swords, some minor swords, or maybe even a card of judgment, and I'm just teaching right now, that can be a situation where it could tell you there's something about like, you need to really take care of your health, because that word of inheritance comes along. We know when people get inheritance, what comes with that word, right? So when you see the death card with a major, what you see the death card with a minor swords aspect, that can give you some indication like this person's condition could be in such a way in some time or some years from now where, and we're going to knock on wood, where that person can have their lifespan is not what it is, right? Based on their condition. Now, we're going to flip this a little bit, okay? And we're going to talk about the death card with the swords. Now, the Ten of Swords represents a major illness, and when you look at it from another perspective, so he does have the Ten of Swords, and that could represent a major illness. Now, all this is for entertainment; it's not set in stone. This is a reading, and then he has a death card on top of it, right? Again, this could be when you add other swords into it, that could be somebody who again need to be really, really careful with their health. Because that could really, really, give you a message around health is in jeopardy. And in jeopardy could lead to something serious, right? Now, is this today? Is this tomorrow? Is this next week? This could be years from now, right? Where as he gets older, he can continue to have some decline. His Nine of Swords is here in that message, and that could represent a continued, of course, decline. We are all gonna get older and get things happen to our bodies and things like that, but that could represent a continued a decline, and his mobility being affected. There's something about neurological coming up to me. I would be surprised, the only way I can see him talking about it is if it gets to the point to where it's really like he's in a wheelchair, he's barely, and then it's got to be discussed, right? I think he won't discuss it until it's at that point. We're going to knock on wood for Martin Lawrence and hope that these doctors, and he's doing the best he can to stay walking, to stay as solid as he can. Does Will Smith, is he aware of Martin's alleged or potential or condition? Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just reading. This is for entertainment. Is Will Smith aware? Does he have any knowledge, or is there a limited knowledge? Does he know what's going on? Because he sure looked like he was guiding him. Give me the energy around Will Smith. And he has the King of Cups being that knight in shining bromance, right? Armor for him. Not in a bad way. Justice card. It's not his place to discuss it. Just think about Will Smith right now. A lot of people are discussing Will Smith business. Will Smith don't feel like it's his place to discuss that, right? But I definitely feel like he knows what's happening. The Temperance is here, and this represents Martin's health condition, and he knows that there's something happening. He has the Strength card in reverse in that Ten of Cups, and and it shows that they've discussed it, right? I think it's heroic. I think it's great that Martin, despite whatever he has going on, and he's still pushing forward, trying to do his work, this is how much a person, this is kind of sad. This is how much a person loves what they do. They can be in that kind of condition and still be trying to do interviews and push themselves forward. And, it's just kind of sad. So Will Smith looks like he is aware. He has a Strength card. Martin Lawrence has a Strength card in reverse with Will Smith. He has a message of knowledge here, a message of knowledge here. This is why he's stepping up, taking the lead. It's not his place to tell. But he does show up in his energy. He does show up in the messages like he is aware of a health condition. This talks about he knows that Martin is not in the best health. He does realize that there's some issues. There's also, I don't know, like if Martin has struggled with blood pressure and different things of that nature, but there's something around that too. And even when you see that Justice card here, the Justice card could represent poor function, right? There's something about a poor function. So I feel like Will Smith is 100% aware of that there's something happening. When you see that strength card, you know how Martin's eyes is looking a certain way. The strength card in reverse could represent somebody's having facial. This is their nose, their eyes, but it mostly is in his eyes, right? That's what that represents. And of course, I mean, it breaks somebody's heart to see that's going on. But I think it's very courageous of him and his King of Pentacles to keep pushing forward. Now, King of Pentacles is about a person who's doing what he needs to do, sticking to his commitments, you know, trying to continue to do what he does. So it does feel like he's aware, and it's not his place to discuss it. And I don't think he'll ever discuss it unless Martin Lawrence says that it's okay for him to discuss it. Right? This is a reading on Martin and his health. It wasn't going to be long. We wish Martin the best of luck. Give me the energy around Martin's family. And the King of Pentacles is here in reverse. Let's keep dealing. Along with the Three of Swords. And they support him 100%. But again, there's something in that Three of Swords that can represent stress, tension, and decision, uncertainty about the future. Right? Ace of Cups is in that message too. He has you know what's interesting? He had the Strength card. I mean, he had the Three of Swords, which is actually a heart aspect. He has the Ace of Cups that could connect to heart. And then he had that other message that connects to something about heart. I wonder, he needs to make sure he stays on top of his heart health and his blood pressure. And then, of course, that card of Judgment is coming back through. And his messages this talks about a disease that chronic. It can talk about a person being in treatment. All right, so it's something. It gives me neurological. I don't see where he's just drinking and he had too many drinks. I don't see where he's smoking. He is, you know. So this is what it's giving me. But his family's here and his Ten of Cups being supportive and loving on him. But I do feel like, you know, I do feel like they feel, you know, and then especially, you know, when you that's your dad, that's your husband, that's your family, you know, people are talking and people are, you know, it's confusing. So he definitely shows in his messages that there's some issues. Will Martin continue to try to work, you know, in spite of what's going on? Kind of sad, guys. I think he'll be working, but it shows limited. It shows he'll do what he can. So when you see that that Nine of Swords that represents, you know, a little bit of stress and tension, I think as long as his health will allow him to do it, it talks about limited. And then it talks about still being able to get out there and make some moves and make some money. So I think as much as he can do, he'll do it, right? His mobility, the Strength card, you know, the Chariot in reverse affected. Again, that could be muscle. That could be sickness, right? So it keeps giving me neurological something going on, all right? All right, that's not set in stone. Thank you for watching. Please, 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 you know, don't come on my, you know, I don't want to say that. I just don't want a kind of crazy conspiracy. But, on this, you know, this is real. People get older. People get sickly. This is real life. Think about your grandma and your great grandma, your auntie, your favorite cousin, your second cousin, who is an older person who started getting older. We have to, these things happen, all right? Everybody ages different. Everybody, you know, people start getting all kind of health concerns and health conditions once they get to a certain age. You know, my mom, you know, she died, 3 years ago? She was 65. You know, so things happen. My mom had lupus, you know. Conditions happen. I don't want people to be turning his situation into like, you know, a craziness like they did Jamie Foxx. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I'm not going to be long on Martin Lawrence. I love you, Martin. I respect you. I enjoy all your movies. I want to put a prayer out there. I want to do a wellness petition for him. I did one for Jamie Foxx, actually. I don't know if I ever told y'all that. I did one for him when he was in the hospital, when he had that big situation. We read on Jamie Foxx. We said he was going to come out of it. I'm going to do one for Martin tonight. I'm going to sit down and really do a really good wellness petition for him. And you can do that for yourself. You can do that for a family member. You can do it for a friend. I actually did one for Damar Hamilton. Remember when Damar got hit on the field and he had that heart thing? I did one for him. I did one for a family member who was in ICU with a collapsed lung. I did one for that person. They're home. They married now. Wellness petitions work. When you do your wellness petitions, put them in your Bible. Do them, bless them, and put them in your Bible. All right, so I'm going to do one for Martin Lawrence too. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Do not forget the summer special is on the website. Click the link that I have below in the chat or in the description box. It's going to lead you straight to my all of my social media, but my website, okay? We wish Martin good health. We wish him speedy recovery. And some things are out of our control. Sometimes when things happen, especially when it's affecting your whole body and it becomes potentially a neurological situation, the only thing you can do is manage it. Manage it. All right, y'all. Take care. Stay blessed. And I'm out of here. This is Chris Blue Nola. This is your second reading for the day. Peace and blessings. Bye.